This video is brought to you by High Park Nutrition. Use coupon code TFD during checkout and receive 10% off your first order of $75 or more. Visit www.hpn.to to get started today.
Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Eva. Today we're going to make a Rizogalo. Rizogalo is rice pudding. Okay, to make the Rizogalo, we need 2 whole eggs, actually 2 egg yolks, a cup of sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, and we need this special rice. You can use any type of rice. It has to be, see, I already washed it. You see, it has to be, this is Italian rice. It's a special rice, it's short and it's a little plump. Okay, let's get started to make our Rizogalo. We had 2 cups of water, came to a boil. Our 1 cup of rice, washed and strained well. We turn the heat down to number 5, between 4 and 5. And occasionally we're going to stir it, okay? And we're going to let it boil very slow, and occasionally we're going to stir it till all the water is evaporated. Our rice is ready for the next step. It drank all the water, it's nice and thick. So I measured 3 cups of milk. Then we stir nice and stir because it's kind of sticky, okay? So now we got the milk in and we put the fire on a little high to start boiling. So here I have a cup of sugar, okay? We put it in, we stir, okay? And we stir a tablespoon of vanilla, give it a nice flavor, okay? We stir again. All right. And while it's still cool, it hasn't come up to boil yet. Here I have 2 egg yolks. So we sort of like mix them up a little bit. And while the rice is still not start to boiling yet, we add the egg yolks. The egg yolks will give it a color and it will thicken it a little bit. If you don't like egg yolks, you can always use food color. I've used both. Everything is in. I'm staying here till it starts to boiling and stir it a little bit. Now, there's people who they like raisins inside the rice pudding. If you do, now it's the time to take about a half a cup of raisins, any type of raisins, wash them good and put them in. Personally, I don't like raisins in my rice pudding. I like it just sprinkled with cinnamon on top. It starts to boil. It's on high heat now. So I'm gonna turn it really, really low, like sort of to simmer. And I'm gonna let it reduce, okay? Now you can take up to half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, till it's nice and reduced, okay? And the rice is all nice and soft and it will thicken by itself. When you make the rice pudding, you sort of like have to baby it a little bit. You have to stay close by and stir it, almost like you do risotto, okay? You gotta be here. You can't be too far away. Okay, we have the rice pudding on for half an hour now, and it's nice and thick. But we are going to thicken it a little bit with about a teaspoon of cornstarch, okay? So we'll just dilute it with some water and we're just going to put it on, okay? Just about a teaspoon, okay? Just to help it along. And now it's nice and thick, but we're going to let it cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. It's a good batch for about, I would say, for about 8 people, okay? So what we do is you take your dessert container and then you put about two spoons in, okay? And then what we do is we put them in the fridge to get nice and cold, okay? Rice pudding is gonna be nice and cold. I personally would like it warm, okay? So I'm gonna put some and I'm gonna taste it. And I love a little bit of cinnamon on top.